Tonight, new warnings from China. As tensions rise with North Korea, the Chinese foreign minister warning that if war breaks out, quote, there will be losses on all sides. Russia, Iran, and Syria also issue warnings to the U.S. against new strikes in Syria. The threats follow President Trump's decision to launch 2 major military strikes in Afghanistan and Syria.
We have the greatest military in the world, and they've done a job as usual. So we have given them total authorization, and that's what they're doing. And frankly, that's why they've been so successful lately.
The display of military might, a message to U.S. enemies and their supporters, and what is quickly becoming a hallmark of Trump's emerging foreign policy.
President Trump has given much more leeway to his military commanders to strike, and they're striking. And I think that does send a message around the world that America's back.
Unbelievable.
It's an about-face from the candidate who promised a national security strategy that put America first.
I want to help all of our allies, but we are losing billions and billions of dollars. We cannot be the policeman of the world.
But as commander-in-chief, Trump acknowledged the images of last week's gas attacks in Syria had a deep impact.
I now have responsibility, and I will have that responsibility and carry it very proudly. There we go.
In the span of a week, Trump has also changed his mind on the NATO alliance, now viewing it as a tool to counter Russian aggression in Europe.
I said it was obsolete. It's no longer obsolete.
And abandoning his hardline stance on China.
Great relationship.
Now calling President Xi Jinping a partner to counter North Korea's nuclear threats.
President Xi wants to do the right thing. We had a very good bonding. I think we had a very good chemistry together. I think he wants to help us with North Korea.
If a Trump foreign policy is emerging, it would be don't have a doctrine.
I like to think of myself as a very flexible person. I don't have to have one specific way, and if the world changes, I go the same way. I don't change. Well, I do change.
Trump says he trusts his commanders, pressing him to flex U.S. military muscle. In Yemen, where the U.S. is stepping up airstrikes against ISIS, in Iraq and Syria, where Trump has sent hundreds of additional troops to fight ISIS since taking office, and in Afghanistan, where his national security advisor, General H.R. McMaster, is traveling soon to plot the future of the U.S. military presence. Trump now learning to trust the expertise of his generals he once boasted about knowing more than.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.